In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the rear door handle on your Subaru Crosstrek. This is located on the rear door and on the outside of the vehicle. Let's get started. We have two little tabs that we want to open. These will get us to our Phillips head screws. We'll open up the other tab, and now we can remove our Phillips head screws. Using a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, we can remove the screws. We can start to pull the inner door panel off along the edges. There's snaps every so often along here. We're going to start on the inside. There's a nice lip that you can reach to. Start to pull it off. It's better to pull quick than slow. If any of these clips break while you're pulling them out, make sure you replace them. To remove the inner panel, we're going to pick up and out. To get to our door handle hardware, we need to partially remove some of this plastic. You want to be careful around the edges not to rip any of the plastic. That way you can put it back in its place when you're done. The adhesive that holds this on is very sticky, so it'll get stuck to your gloves pretty easily. Now we're going to come to the back of the door here. We're going to remove these 3 Phillips head screws. That way we can move the latch out of the way. Now we're going to undo this connector. Just press in on the tab on top. Pull out. Make sure you check any terminals for corrosion. Now move that down and out of the way and access our next screw through here. Going in through this opening where the latch usually sits, we can get to the T30 Torx bolt. This bolt is captured in a clip and will stay in there. Now we're going to release the yellow tab. I'm just going to pull out until that sits at about 90 degrees. Now we're going to remove the back portion of the handle. Pull out on the front portion and remove the back. Now to remove the front portion of the handle, we're going to pull out and move towards the back. And there it is. To install our new door handle, we're going to place it in the front opening first. And pull forward. Now we can install the back portion of the door handle. This simply presses in. And we can go to the inside. And we can tighten down our Torx bit screw. You want to be careful when tightening this, as it just goes into the plastic door handle. We can push in on the yellow tab. This doesn't have any sort of audible click, so make sure it's seated down. Now we can put our latch back in place. Before I fully snug these down, I'm going to start all 3 screws in. With all 3 screws in, I can tighten these down. You want to be cautious not to over tighten these. We can plug our electrical connector back in. Now we can start putting our plastic protection back on the inside of the door. You want to follow the adhesive along where you pulled it off and press it all back on to reseal the door. Now we can reinstall our inner door panel. Now we can reinstall the door panel, placing it above where it'll sit and sliding down. You want to have this seal against the glass. Slide it down, starting up at the top and working our way down. We're going to press in where each clip is. You might need to work your way around the door a couple of times until they're all seated in. Next, we can put our 2 screws back in. These screws go into small plastic grommets on the back side, so be very careful not to over-tighten these. Once those are both in, you can close the tabs. Once your door panel is reinstalled, go ahead and test the door handle.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.